A hushed cabin, the drone of the engines a monotonous lullaby. Then a sharp crack. Zoe Miller's hand flew to her cheek, her breath catching in a gasp of pure shock. Flight attendant Karen Mitchell stood rigid, her voice a low, venomous hiss. "You'll follow the rules. No exceptions." Zoe's gaze didn't waver, a fire igniting in her eyes. "You just hit me. I'm not invisible." The cabin fell silent, the air thick with unspoken questions. This wasn't just a flight. It was a powder keg, and Zoe's dignity had just struck the match. The sting on Zoe's cheek was a physical manifestation of a deeper wound, the collision of authority and pride. Karen Mitchell's eyes, cold and certain, bore into Zoe. "You will follow the rules," she repeated, her voice a sharp, final cut. "No exceptions." Zoe, though shaken, met Karen's stare head-on. "You don't get to hit me," she stated, her voice low but unwavering. "I'm not some problem to be managed." The tension in the cabin was palpable, passengers caught between disbelief and a growing unease. This was more than a disagreement. It was a fundamental clash over respect that Karen's lips curled into a tight, disdainful line. "You've been disrespectful from the start, ignoring instructions, talking back. You think the seat is owed to you." Zoe's jaw tightened. "I paid for this seat, and I deserve to be treated with respect." Michael Chun, a fellow flight attendant who had been observing the escalating confrontation, stepped forward, his expression etched with concern. "Karen, maybe we should—" "This is the time, Michael," Karen interjected, her voice icy. Zoe, though she sat back, didn't break eye contact. With a steady hand, she retrieved her phone and typed a quick message. "Dad, something's wrong." A moment stretched, heavy, and agonizing. Karen's footsteps echoed in the cabin as she moved away, her face a mask of practiced composure that barely concealed a flicker of uncertainty. Then the captain's voice crackled overhead, a welcome, if temporary, reprieve. "We are experiencing a delay. Please remain seated." Whispers rippled through the cabin, a mixture of frustration and bewildered curiosity. What no one on board fully grasped was the ripple effect Zoe's defiant stand had already set in motion. Marcus Miller, Zoe's father, was already moving, his influence a quiet force. In the galley, Karen's composure finally fractured. She slammed a tray down, the clatter echoing in the confined space. "She thinks her name puts her above me," she fumed to Michael. Michael shook his head slowly. "It's not about her name, Karen. It's about respect." Karen's glare was sharp, dismissive. "Respect is earned, not demanded." Michael's voice remained calm, but held an undeniable firmness. "Respect is also given without conditions." Alone in her seat, Zoe's heart still pounded from the confrontation, but a growing resolve began to temper the sting of prejudice. Her father's words, a familiar refrain from childhood, echoed in her mind. "They'll judge your color before your character, Zoe, but you show them both." Her call button lit up, a small beacon of empowerment. She pressed it, her voice steady. "I want a formal apology and a report." Karen's face tightened, a vein throbbing faintly in her temple. "You'll get your report." Just then, Zoe's phone buzzed with her father's reply. "Stay strong, sweetie. We're handling it." The cabin buzzed with nervous energy. Some passengers offered quiet words of support to Zoe, their expressions sympathetic. Others, more concerned with the delay, simply looked on, their frustration mounting. Then, the cabin door opened, and a contingent of airport security and airline officials boarded. Karen's confident mask crumbled as she was escorted away, her decades-long career unraveling in mere moments. In a sterile conference room, the full weight of the airline's disciplinary process descended upon Karen. Karen Mitchell, the lead investigator's voice was clear and unyielding. "Your actions violated company policy, federal regulations, and the trust passengers place in us every day. Physical assault of any kind, especially against a minor, is unacceptable. As of this moment, you are suspended without pay, pending the outcome of a full investigation." Karen's face drained of color. The implications hit her with a force far greater than any slap. This is a mistake, she stammered, her voice cracking. No mistake, the investigator stated firmly. The evidence is clear. Video footage, witness statements, and the victim's detailed report. Your behavior not only jeopardizes your career, but the airline's reputation and passenger safety. For the first time, Karen's unwavering confidence faltered. The years spent climbing the ranks, the thousands of flights, the seemingly endless days of service, all now felt like a distant, irrelevant memory, eclipsed by the stark, undeniable reality of consequences she could neither evade nor deny. The airline's legal counsel continued, their voice devoid of emotion. Additionally, you will face mandatory sensitivity and conflict resolution training before any consideration of reinstatement. This is a serious breach of professional conduct, and we are committed to ensuring such incidents never occur again. Outside the conference room, word spread quickly. Passengers who had witnessed the incident shared their stories with the media, and social platforms ignited with a firestorm of outrage and support for Zoe Miller. The story quickly transcended a mere incident on a plane. It became a powerful, resonant conversation about authority, race, and the fundamental right to respect in public service. Meanwhile, Zoe's father, Marcus Miller, leveraged his influence not for retribution, but to advocate for systemic change within the airline industry. His public statement emphasized education, awareness, and accountability, setting a tone of constructive progress rather than vengeful condemnation. Karen, once a respected senior flight attendant, found herself at the epicenter of a storm that no apology or excuse could contain. Her reputation was shattered, and her career hung precariously in the balance. But from this deeply unsettling incident, a crucial lesson emerged. No amount of tenure or authority grants immunity from accountability. Respect must be mutual, and unchecked bias, left to fester, can destroy even the strongest foundations. AS Flight 1723 finally soared into the sky, its engines a familiar hum. Zoe sat quietly, aware that her courage had sparked more than a personal victory. It was a beacon, illuminating the path toward justice, equality, and dignity for all. As the plane disappeared into the vast expanse of clouds, Zoe sat in thoughtful silence, the tumultuous weight of the day settling around her like a calm after a storm. She realized this wasn't just about one isolated confrontation or a single moment of injustice. It was about the immense strength it takes to stand firm, unwavering, when the world attempts to knock you down. Her experience had cracked open a door, not only for herself, but for countless others who face judgment and assumptions before they are truly seen. IT had taught her that courage isn't always loud or flashy. It is often a steady, quiet, and persistent force. Change, she knew, doesn't happen overnight, but every act of truth, every moment of standing up, pushes it closer. Zoe understood that by speaking up, she had become an integral part of something far larger, an ongoing, vital journey toward fairness and respect for all. The searing memory of that tense flight would undoubtedly stay with her, a permanent imprint, but it no longer held the power to silence her. Instead, it had transformed into fuel to keep moving forward, to break down barriers, and to bravely rewrite the rules.